to life, and our wonderful children are encouraged to become the Josephs who will fearlessly witness for their faith as they grow into disciples of Jesus.
Now let's turn to David Trim for a look at Adventist history. This week, the church elects its first president from outside the United States.
Welcome to This Week in Adventist History. On October 15 in 1985, a Women's Ministries Advisory Committee was established by the General Conference, the forerunner of today's Women's Ministries Department. On October 17 in 1888, at the famous 27th General Conference session in Minneapolis, Ola Olson was elected the 8th GC president, replacing George I. Butler, who had opposed the new emphasis on righteousness by faith. Olson was the first GC president to be born outside the United States, but his family had emigrated from Norway when he was 5, and he was an American by upbringing and nationality. While he was GC president, he ensured that Adventist literature was translated into Russian and Spanish, and that missionaries were sent to Turkey, France, Italy, Austria, the Netherlands, and Spain. 64 years later, on October 17, but in 1952, William A. Spicer died, aged nearly 87. Spicer had been secretary of the General Conference from 1903 to 1922 and president from 1922 to 1930. He effectively created the church's administrative infrastructure for sending missionaries, a huge contribution to our denomination's development. Finally, on October 20 in 1890, the schooner Pitcairn set sail from Oakland, California on its first missionary voyage to the islands of the South Pacific. Those were some of the events of this week in Adventist history.
Thanks for watching Adventist News Network. Join us next week for more news from the headquarters of the Seventh-day Adventist Church.
In the meantime, did you know you can show ANN video headlines in your church or school? Just go to news.adventist.org, click on any video, and select Download Video in the right-hand corner.
Our good news for this week comes from Hebrews 12. Verse 1 says, "Therefore, since we have so great a cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside every encumbrance and the sin that so easily